Clerk Puck, we call the committee held to order, please.
Lennon,
Here.
Warwood,
Here.
Leisure,
Here.
Fate,
Here.
Pabon,
Here.
Ruiz, Aaronella,
Here.
Carmichael.
Here.
7 present, Mayor.
Motion to excuse Alderman Ruiz.
Second.
Motion to excuse Alderman Ruiz by Pabon, seconded by Carmichael. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, so we only have one item for the committee of the whole. It's regarding the senior/Berwyn Community Center. But just so everybody's aware, I did send you all an email earlier today that I will be withdrawing, removing from the agenda items E3 and E4. Dave will give us our explanation regarding that. David?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. So the proposed Senior Center Community Center was presented to you at the last committee of the whole. I requested the opportunity to look at this without a bidding provision. After conversation with the mayor, he's asked me to go ahead and go back to the drawing board and go ahead and go out for construction bids on this. But we'll delay the project. We will continue to get the most responsive bids to make sure that this project can move forward. It won't be completed this year, but we will assuredly have it under contract by the end of the year under the ARPA requirements and using those funds. They have to be under contract, doesn't have to be completed yet, but must be completed by December 31, 2026. So I'm sure we'll be able to meet those standards. Within the packet that I sent to each one of you, if you take a look at the drawings, which was the attachment B, you had some specific requests that I did include to be done in the phase 1 portion of the project. That was a nursing room and a gender-neutral bathroom. Both of those were included in the plans. So we will go ahead and move forward in that same light as we present these plans out for bid. We do have the ability to use the professional services contract aspect to continue using the architect that we have so we can complete this as a seamless project. From there, we'll go ahead and have a contract, or the RFP will go out onto the street. Yes, that will be sometime in September that we can get that out. We'll give probably about 45 days to 60 days. I'll have to check the statute on how long we have to go ahead and give that bidding provision so that folks can put their bids in, get their subcontractors in line, and make sure that we have some solid numbers. From that point in time, we'll evaluate those proposals from a sealed bid. They'll be opened up so that we can review them. We'll then evaluate those bids to make sure that they are competitive with one another and that they've addressed all the concerns and have the necessary insurance provisions. And then we'll be coming back to this council to go ahead for an award of whatever that may be. I do want to say the folks that we had been working with are very good, very professional, and so I would certainly hope that this council would not look negatively at either of them as we work with them in trying to diligently move this project forward. It was a Herculean effort trying to continue to keep this ball moving, and that's what we're going to continue to do. And I'll be happy to answer any questions, Mr. Mayor.
Questions?
No, I have no questions. I met with Dave last week concerning this.
Okay. Did you have a go? I thought you were going to
I
say
just have
something.
no questions.
So you win a prize.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll give you a nickel later.
No, and actually, what basically occurred was Joseph Fitzgerald and I were monitoring all the different federal guidelines regarding the ARPA funds. And unfortunately, it's very unclear. So we just felt for better that we go out to bid so that we don't violate anything with the ARPA funds at this stage. Because I prefer not to, encounter any of those problems. So we just felt it was better that we discussed it with Dave, and we all felt it was better that we go out for bid for this whole thing then. And it will delay the project, that's fine, but let's do it the right way, so.
As long as we have it by the end of the year.
Well, we won't have the project probably completed by the end of the year, but we
just
should
the
have it in process, correct. Correct. Again, we're doing this because right now, our senior luncheons are all at the Berwyn Rec, and they have other programming that are going to conflict with that coming up. We have our senior services is down in the basement. It's very difficult for some of our seniors. We have all our vans parked at the parking deck over there for our senior drivers, and everything will be put over there, including our engineering offices, which are all stuck in the basement also. And then, as we discussed, Alderman, I think you brought it up, we'll have available room for other types of events, but my main concern is getting that senior center completed so that we can do our luncheons and things of that nature there. So that was my main goal, was doing it for the seniors. But that doesn't mean that there's not sufficient room. We do know that our Police and Fire Commission is still gonna have a locked office there for their files. They'll have a meeting room, there'll be a meeting room, and then Dave is still gonna process, potentially the grant for the theater, because that's not part of this project except for an empty space, which potentially could be the theater that Dave's pursuing on the grant for that.
We also have senior services offices that would move into that space,
Correct.
and the engineering division,
Correct.
and free up space then in the basement where we've got 3 and 4 people sharing offices.
Mayor, can you refresh my memory on why we were diverting the funds away from that initial Ogden project?
Because the Ogden Avenue project numbers haven't even been in yet, so we don't even know what that's going to be. Based on Mr. Schiller's estimate, we think it's gonna be more than what was originally in there anyways, so we know we're gonna have to, budget in 25 and 26 if the project gets going by then. We're hoping it does. I think Bob's pretty confident it's going to. We're gonna have to budget for those extra expenses anyway, so we're just gonna budget for that.
And there was no possibility of getting that work under contract now with the possibility of completion by the end of 2026?
We
Just
don't
a-
have the design,
Doesn't-
numbers in yet. We don't have any of that done yet.
Sounds good.
That's still in the process. Anybody else? Okay, that's all we have then.
Thank you.
Do I have a motion to adjourn the committee of the whole?
So moved.
Second.
Lennon by Aaronella, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. See you at 8 o'clock.
Did I accidentally,
Might have been from last.
intergovernmental agreement between who? Email?
This is an email we received. I don't even know who this guy is, Steven Basic, who says he's no longer with IDAC, he's being consulted by IDAC.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was just an email that got.
That was an error.
Yeah, I don't even know who the guy is from IDOT. I didn't even recognize his name. But it was an email that we received.
Right. I'm sorry. Was it in all of your packets? Oh, it's in mine too. Yeah. Well, just throw that page away. This is from Uganda. These are paper beads that Father Alex's village made, and he would bring stuff back and sell it at St. Leonard's. And so they make out of magazines and stuff, and then they just shellac them. Oh God, what's this? Props. Call the prop department and get a new chair. She went home for dinner. Yeah, she had like 50 minutes, so she only lives 3 minutes away, so she... It'll be a long...
Clerk Paul, can we call the council meeting to order, please?
Lennon.
Here.
Boywood. Here. Leisha.
Here.
Fate.
Here.
Pabon.
Here.
Ruiz. Aranella.
Here.
Carmichael.
Here.
7 present, Mayor.
Motion.
A motion to excuse Alderman Ruiz.
Second.
Motion by Pabon, seconded by Carmichael to excuse Alderman Ruiz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and please remain standing. If we could please keep in our thoughts and prayer the family of Anthony Tony Masucci. Recently passed away. He's the father of one of our police officers, William Masucci, as well as all the men we have on the street tonight. Thank you. Before I start the open forum, I want to announce that I have withdrawn, I've removed actually from the agenda items E3 and E4, so those will not be heard tonight. I've taken those off the agenda. So anybody else for open forum from the audience? Is that on, Joe?
I've had microphones shut off on me before, so I was used to it. So there. So good evening, Mayor and City Council. I come to you today to invite all of the city, including all the elected officials, out to our 5K run this Saturday, starting at 8 a.m. The run this year is going to have approximately 1,400 runners and probably 5,000 spectators, 82 vendors, about 60 sponsors that have made a financial commitment to the event to help offset the costs. So it's definitely, I think, something that the entire city can have great pride in showing off the cultural diversity of Berwyn, as well as the cooperation. While the Park District gets a lot of credit for this event, We could not do it without the city of Berwyn, the police department, the fire department, Public Works, School District 98, the Berwyn Development Corporation, and all of the businesses, all of the residents who for a day can't park in front of their homes, but they do come out and show all of the runners that are not from Berwyn a great sense of civic pride by coming out and encouraging them throughout the run. And then afterwards, we have our after party, which we have food vendors. Again, we have other vendors selling things. We have entertainment. This year we have Mariachi Herencia, a double Grammy-nominated mariachi band that's going to be out there, including some other entertainment. So again, we're expecting about 5,000 people at the event on Saturday morning, and we would love for all of our elected officials to come out at 7 o'clock, get introduced to the crowd, and be there for the start of the race. Again, this year we have a huge video screen that's not only going to be shooting the start-finish line, but it's going to have a drone shooting the race from above the race route throughout the day. So it's definitely going to be an interesting situation all day. I brought some friends with me tonight to give you a taste of what's going on. So if you could come on in. And Mayor, would you mind if the band took a picture with you?
I'm sorry, Joe?
Would you mind if the band took a picture with you?
Not at all.
Come on
Not at
up.
all.
In case they ever get pulled over in Berwyn, they can say they didn't know you. Go take a picture with the mayor. Go up there.
Okay.
Ramiro. Ramiro. We got one more.
Dale un instrumento a él también para que pose.
I got an extra sombrero.
Abrázame, homeboy.
Yeah, oh no. That meeting would end quick.
One more time. Tacos time. Yes.
Great. Thank you. No, I'm good. I know the mayor. Okay, thank you. Again, City of Berwyn, thank you very much for the support, and hopefully we'll see you all out there on Saturday for a great event. Thank you.
Anybody else for open forum from the audience?
It's a tough act to follow. I promise I won't sing. My name is Anna Wagner. I live in the 4th Ward. Someone gave me a copy of what you had last week. Mayor, this is just something downloaded online. This is not related specifically to the site that we're putting in. It's just information that you can get online. It was a study that EPA did on synthetic turf, the tire crumble. And as I mentioned, this does not study PFAS. These are your PAHs. Those are your polycystic aromatic hydrocarbons, heavy metals, and then they throw in a little bit of studying like air exposure from VOCs. This is not PFAS. Putting in synthetic turf with PFAS is the antithesis of public health for children. And I'm just going to remind all of you that there is no safe level of exposure of PFAS. I don't think any of you that voted for this actually looked at the plan, looked at this, and that's really unfortunate.
Thank you. Next. State your name and address, please.
My name is Sean Paul Reyes. I'm an independent journalist and activist. I know you know who I am, Mayor, and I know Ruth Ciaba Greens knows who I am.
And I know you live in New Jersey, but go ahead.
I live in New York, actually, so
Oh, you must have moved. Okay, go ahead.
no, Long Island audit, Long Island, New York, but yeah, not New Jersey. Anyway, so November of 2021, I visited this very city hall and I was recording, submitting FOIA requests, investigating the city of Berwyn here of many claims that I've heard of corruption and misconduct by the government officials here. And while I was here outside of this very hallway, right outside Ruth Ciaba Green's office, she confronted me, didn't like the fact that I was recording, even though it is my constitutional right to record government officials in the course of their duty. The police, the Berwyn Police Department got involved, specifically Detective Monaco, Sergeant Volante, and I was subsequently battered by Detective Monaco. He tried to turn off my camera, and I was, just after the battery, I was arrested unlawfully for a felony. When they figured out that the felony, because there were signs all throughout City Hall saying you couldn't record, and they cited a unconstitutional law that was struck down by the Illinois courts. I was arrested for the felony. They changed it. Instead of apologizing while I'm sitting in a cell, we got the law wrong, they said, well, we'll get him for disorderly conduct. And they had Miss Ciaba Green over there sign the complaint. You would be able to see her deposition if she didn't want you to see it, though. She got a court to not be able to release the depositions during the pendency of the lawsuit. So what I have here are 8 months of invoices that I believe that's the city attorney there. Your mayor, has hired an outside law firm that represented Tiffany Henyard, the super corrupt mayor in Dalton, Illinois. Birds of a feather flock together. So he has spent tens of thousands of dollars fighting this unlawful arrest. How do I know it was unlawful? Because the court decided it was unlawful. The charges were dismissed. On the day of court, on the day of my trial, I came here to Illinois to answer for these unlawful charges. The mayor was there, Miss Green was there, the officers were there, and they ran. The minute that the judge allowed the camera, transparency in the courtroom, they ran away and the charges were dismissed. I subsequently filed a federal lawsuit, and they have paid an outside attorney that represents Mayor Henyard, to show you their standards and their ethics, to bully me, defend them in this lawsuit, even though they know they are 100% wrong. I did nothing wrong. I was polite, cordial with Miss Green. There was no disorderly conduct. There was no felony eavesdropping. But they're used to this. There's a lot of nepotism in this city. Miss Green's husband, Division Commander Green, has many lawsuits filed against him. Official misconduct, wrongful arrest, excessive force, violation of constitutional rights. That's cost all of you taxpayers over $80,000 in settlements. Not the mayor's money, not Miss Green's money, not her husband's money, who's been promoted after all of this misconduct. He continues to get promoted. And he's cost the city over $80,000, not counting legal fees. And they don't want you to know all of this. They don't want you to know. I've heard so many stories from residents here about the retaliation by the Berwyn Police Department, the profiling, and the constitutional rights violations. Why would you reward a police officer who has cost you $80,000 of your money? Why? Because it's her husband, that's why. It's nepotism. How do I know? Because your police chief has 7 workers. 7 of his family members work for the city of Berwyn, accumulating over $250 an hour. 7 of his family members work for the city. Again, nepotism. Why would the mayor and the city administrator hire a corrupt cop who brutalizes people, who violates their constitutional rights? Why would you do that? Do you reward bad behavior in the city of Berwyn? This is corrupt, tyrannical behavior and constitutional rights violations.
So you're publicly calling me corrupt?
I publicly called you corrupt many times,
Are
Mayor.
you publicly calling me corrupt?
I have publicly called you
Then
corrupt
prove your
many
facts,
times.
contact the FBI and prove your facts, because half your facts are wrong. Thank you very much for
So
your...
$80,000? Oh, a mariachi band can play here for 5 minutes straight, but I can't talk?
Because they're entertaining, you are not.
Because I'm exposing you and your city administrator.
To what?
I have the proof right here. Anybody want to look at the
what?
invoices?
To what?
They won't even give me any more invoices because the city clerk says it's undue burden.
Where's
That's
the
how many
investigation?
invoices there are.
Contact the FBI.
Why would I need to contact the FBI for?
Go ahead, investigate.
Why would, again,
Let the man talk. Let the man talk.
so you like to lose $80,000 of your money? Right? For police misconduct? Police misconduct, and that's just one. That's just her husband. Add up everybody else, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. Did I get my facts wrong on that, Mr. Mayor? Did her husband that you promoted not cost the city over
$100,000?
$100,000?
What does that have to do with her? You're
Did I
calling
say
her
it has
corrupt?
it has to do with her because she's part of your
How does that make
administration,
her corrupt?
and you keep promoting a
You
cop
keep
who
on-
has misconduct on his
accusing
record.
people of being corrupt
Why do you-
who have done nothing.
Why do you promoting a bad officer?
Then blame me for that. She had nothing to do with that.
It's her husband.
It's not nepotism. Look up the word.
Of course
Get
it's
the
nepotism.
definition.
Your police chief, 7 family members work for the city.
And he doesn't have 7 family members working for the city.
Well, that's the last
again.
time I checked on the FOIA request.
Check it again.
Okay, yes, but they're approved by the mayor, by the council, and he has documented costing this city and taxpayers. I don't understand why taxpayers would want to foot the bill. You're not paying it. She's not paying it. Her husband's not paying it. They're paying it.
You've made your
and you're
statement.
paying, and they're paying to defend this lawsuit against me when you know you're wrong. I did nothing wrong.
You've made
I
your
came here and
statement.
recorded peacefully.
You've made your statement. Thank
I
you
did
so much
nothing
for your
wrong.
statement.
I
Thank you
did
so
nothing
much.
wrong.
Thank you. Anybody else for open forum? Yes, sir.
And I hope that they vote you out of office soon.
Thank you.
I'm supporting all of your political opponents.
I can understand that. That's why you're sitting over there.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate
this country. I appreciate the city for the opportunity to speak. I do want to thank you for allowing Mr. Reyes to speak, despite the fact that he may not say things that we all agree with, specifically and especially the government. I do ask everybody in here and in the city to look up why Mr. Reyes is up here a little bit upset, right? He came in here under legal First Amendment rights to speak, and I'm afraid that this government charged under the charter of the Constitution to allow him to speak, he was thrown out with a bunch of excuses. He's got a reason to be up here. Now, if you say that everything he says isn't 100% correct, that's true about everything. We're humans, right? We're not all going to be 100% correct. There might be something that he misread or misjudged or misunderstood. However, the premise and the underlying cause why Mr. Reyes, by the way, whoever said go back to New Jersey, you know what that reminds me of? Go back to Mexico. This is America, folks. This is America. We all have the authority, the right under the supreme law of the land to come and voice our grievances against our government. So whether it's New Jersey, or whether it's Berwyn, or Chicago, or Dalton, I woke up in America, folks. We can speak out against our government if we want, right? This isn't communist country, not yet at least, right? Not yet. But that attitude, I don't know who said it. I heard somebody say it right away. Those flashes of, wait a minute, I thought none of us agreed with racism. I thought none of us agreed with all these negative connotations. Well, that's the same exact language. That's the same exact ideology, right? I don't care where he's from. He's an American. He's standing up for what he thinks his rights are. And you know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That shows a love and loyalty for this country. And whether or not Mr. Mayor grew up in Chicago, I thought, man, if we're lucky, we're going to move to Cicero one day. I thought, Berwyn, never. That's where the rich people live. Okay? But I'm grateful to live in this city. I am. Does it have failures? Oh, a whole heck of a lot of them. He's got a huge, long list that we need to take serious. You know what? Every city has failures and faults that they need to take serious. Every single one of them. I was on a Facebook group. Somebody said, what does Berwyn need? I said, bring back all the Republicans, right? And as you can imagine, a whole bunch of people started complaining, and I just started spouting out some facts, okay? There hasn't been one day in my lifetime where I have been controlled by Democrats, not one day. Now you say, what's wrong with Democrats? What's wrong with Republicans? But the ideologies that continue here for decades, there's something wrong with that. And if it was Republicans that have had control from this state for 60 years as an example, I'd say, hey, it's time for change. Let's have some change. But the same party over and over again, the same people over and over again, that breeds corruption. That breeds some stranger coming in here with his First Amendment rights saying, hey, I want to take a look around. This is America. I'm sorry, you don't belong in here. Oh, let me make up some rules. Oh, I felt offended that you were here. Oh, I felt insulted. Oh, my safety's in danger. Let me sign something, get you in trouble. Because as an American, I don't agree with your right to record me. Okay? So, once again, thank you. I appreciate so much the time. I do love this city despite of its flaws, but I love this country despite its flaws, right? And I do love the fact that we get to come up here, tell you, Mr. Mayor, what we think. I do appreciate your work. I'm not very heavy into politics, right? But at the end of the day, I do want to caution this city and this state, men like Mr. Reyes back there, all he's doing is standing up for his rights. And instead of us trampling on them and finding where he's wrong, that underlying message that he has to give us, we don't exercise our rights, we lose them. We don't understand our rights. If our police officers, who we love, blah, 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 all this good stuff, it's all true, but at the same time, if they don't understand our rights and recognize our rights and throw us in jail because we're filming and somebody got offended for whatever reason or another, is there any credibility to what Mr. Reyes says? I don't know. You're 100% right, Mr. Mayor. We should look into it. You're 1,000% right, right? Because you got mayors like the one in Dalton. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I do nothing wrong. That ideology, because I'm in power, you prove it. You prove it. Well, we get to speak. Doesn't matter if we're from New Jersey or not. This is America. Thank you again, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else from the audience for open forum? Alderman, anything for open forum? Clerk Paul, did you want to go over what you have?
Thank you, Mayor. As the local election official, I just wanted to remind everybody that registration to vote for the November election is open now. Registration closes October 20th, 2024. So if you've moved recently into Berwyn or anywhere else, if you've moved from one apartment to another, you should refresh your voter registration. You can come to the clerk's office and we'll assist you with that, or you can easily change your registration or register for the first time online. If you'd like to request a mail-in ballot applications are now available with the Cook County Clerk. The clerk's office here can assist you in completing a form to fill out, or you can easily go to www.cookcountyclerk.com and request your absentee ballot through them by mail. You can submit your mail-in ballot by mail, or you can complete the ballot and drop it off at any early voting site between October 21st and November 4th. You can drop off your completed ballot at your normal polling site on November 5th, or if you decide to vote in person after receiving a mail-in ballot, you may vote in person. Just bring your unmarked mail-in ballot to the polling location and give it to an election judge. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Item C1, please.
Item C1 are the minutes of the Committee of the Whole in the regular meeting of July 23rd, 2024.
I'll make the motion to approve the Committee of the Whole and regular City Council meeting minutes of July 23rd, 2024.
Second.
Motion by Lennon, seconded by Aaronella to approve the Committee of the Whole and Council minutes of July 23rd, 2024. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item E1, please.
Item E1 is a communication from the Berwyn Development Corporation with a resolution and a termination agreement. The resolution reads, a resolution authorizing and approving a certain agreement terminating the host agreement with Green and Bradley LLC for the City of Berwyn, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
I'll make the motion to approve the resolution authorizing and approving the termination of the host agreement with Green and Bradley LLC for the City of Berwyn, affix the necessary signatures and send it on its way to passage.
Second.
Motion by Lennon, seconded by Ruiz to approve the resolution terminating the host agreement with Green and Bradley, fix the necessary signatures, and place on its roll of passage. All those in favor on the call of the roll.
Lennon. Aye. Roywood.
Aye.
Leisure.
Aye.
Fate.
Aye.
Pabon.
Aye.
Ruiz.
Aye.
Aaronella.
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
8 ayes, Mayor.
Motion carried. Item E2, please.
Item E2 is also communication from the Berwyn Development Corporation. It's a resolution and host agreement for 6300 West Incorporated and reads, a resolution authorizing and approving a certain host agreement between 6300 West, Inc. and the City of Berwyn, Illinois.
It is my motion to approve the resolution authorizing and approving a certain host agreement between 6300 W, Inc. and the City of Berwyn, Illinois, and fix the necessary signatures and send it on its way to passage.
Second.
Motion by Roywood, second by Lennon, to approve the resolution for the host agreement for the 6300 West, Inc. in the City of Berwyn, affix the necessary signatures, and place it on its way to passage. All those in favor, the call of the roll.
Lennon.
Aye.
Roywood.
Aye.
Leisure.
Aye.
Fate.
Aye.
Pabon.
Aye.
Ruiz.
Aye.
Aaronella.
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
8 ayes, Mayor.
Motion carried. Item G1, please.
Item G1 is a communication from the clerk with an ordinance. An ordinance approving the editing and inclusion of certain ordinances as parts of the various component codes of the codified ordinances and repealing ordinances and resolutions in conflict therewith.
Be my motion to concur with City Clerk Paul and adopt an ordinance approving and editing the inclusion of certain ordinances as part of the various components, codes, and codified ordinances and repealing ordinances and resolutions in conflict therewith. And I have the corporate authorities fix the necessary signatures and place it on its way to passage.
Second.
Motion by Fate, seconded by Leisure, to adopt the ordinance approving the editing and inclusion of certain ordinances as parts of various component codes, affix the necessary signatures, and place it on its way to passage. All those in favor on the call of the roll.
Lennon.
Aye.
Roywood.
Aye.
Leisure.
Aye.
Fate.
Aye.
Pabon?
Aye.
Ruiz?
Aye.
Aaronella?
Aye.
Carmichael?
Aye.
8 ayes, Mayor.
Motion carried. Item J1, please.
Item J1 is communication from Public Works Director Schiller with providing the pay estimate number 15 and number 16 for the Depot District's streetscape project.
It'd be my recommendation to concur with Director Schiller's staff approval of Postal Your Engineering and for pay estimate number 15 in the amount of $941,374.08 and pay number 16 in the amount of $462,118.72 to R.W. Duttman Company for the Depot District Streetscape Project.
Second.
Motion by Ruiz, seconded by Pabon to concur with Director Schiller and approve the pay estimate number 15 in the amount of $941,374.08 and pay estimate number 16 in the amount of $462,118.72 to R.W. Duttman Company for the Depot District Streetscape Project. All those in favor, I will call the roll.
Lennon?
Aye.
Roywood?
Aye.
Leisure?
Aye.
Fate?
Aye.
Pabon?
Aye.
Ruiz?
Aye.
Aaronella?
Aye.
Carmichael?
Aye.
8 ayes, Mayor.
Motion carried. Consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion by Lennon, seconded by Roywood to approve the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Aldermanic committee meetings, Alderman Lennon,
Call it a chair.
Alderman Roywood,
Call the chair.
Alderman Leisure,
Call of the chair.
Alderman Fate,
Call it, Chair.
Alderman Pavone,
Call the chair.
Alderman Ruiz,
Call the chair.
Alderman Aaronella,
Call the chair.
Alderman Carmichael.
Call the chair, motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion adjourned by Carmichael, seconded by Aaronella. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Joel.
Keep up.